Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakanamnam Karikalmashatarnam Natparatrupaya Sarvavedeshu Drishyati Nam Chintamani Krishna Shri Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Nitya Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinatvan Nama Namina. Hare Krishna. Today we'll try to speak about something which is very important for us to develop the love for the Lord. There are so many ways you can try to develop love for the Lord. And Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita that the five senses which are called for the knowledge senses. And through those senses, one can develop love for Krishna. And last time we said that if one of the senses, if you are not able to control properly, you may fall down from the bhakti very easily. And those five senses for the knowledge, as we know, is these 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, skin, and the tongue. And out of these 5 senses, the most important, which is the very difficult to control, is our tongue. That is the most difficult to control. But the question comes is Krishna says that through these 5 senses you can achieve my love, my pure love. But the tongue is so difficult to control, then how we can control it? So Krishna himself provides the answer for that question too. Very simple thing we like to discuss today is that how we can control our tongue. The easiest way, but very difficult way too at the same time. With this tongue, we eat so many things, isn't it? Morning breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between also so many things we eat. But what we should eat with this tongue to develop love for Krishna? We had a Radhashtami just few weeks, I think 1 week, 2 weeks ago. And Radha Rani, it's very difficult to speak about Radha Rani. You have to be on a very high level on the spiritual platform to speak about it. And I'm not qualified to speak about Radharani, but just can give you a very simple thing. That Radharani used to control Krishna by what? By cooking delicious food for him. And that's the reason in Prabhupada's mission, every kitchen which has been used for preparing bhog for the Lord is called Radharani's kitchen. And Radharani's mercy is so important for us. Without the mercy of Radharani, we cannot achieve the love for Krishna at the same time. So if you really want to develop love for Krishna and you want to achieve, then you have to control your tongue. That is one of the most important things. Shravanam, you are doing that hearing from your ears. You are hearing what We are discussing it now. You can see the Lord very easily. You can smell the flowers which has been offered to the Lord with the tongue. It says, Pashaneku tibo mata anale pashibo Pashaneku tibo mata anale pashibo Amar Goranga nidhi kotha gele pabo Jeyanilo premadan karuna prachur Jeyanilo premadan. The devotees of the Lord are feeling so much of separation, not only with the Lord itself, with the pure devotees of the Lord. This bhajan saying that I will hit my head with a rock. I will throw myself into the fire. Where is my Lord Gauranga? How I can achieve the love, how I can achieve Lord Gauranga's love. So if you really want to achieve Lord Gauranga's, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love, so you have to control your tongue very, very fast. Otherwise, Prabhupada said, this is your second and last chance. Otherwise, we may be again going on 8.4 millions. So, in New York, in one of the reformatory, they conducted one experiment and they wanted to find out how the person's behavior is related to the food, the type of food they eat. So that in reformatory, they divided the inmates into two different parts. They selected very randomly. Half of them were fed with the pure vegetarian food and non-refined, and half of them were fed with the non-vegetarian food and very refined. And they observed all of them for 3 months to find out how is the behavior of those inmates who has been fed the vegetarian food and who has been fed the non-vegetarian food. And the results were very amazing. I'm giving the example of that American reformatories because the whole world believes them first, They don't believe anybody else. So this is what is in America. They confirmed that after 3 months, the people who were fed with the non-vegetarian food were breaking the laws so regularly compared to the inmates who were fed the vegetarian food. They really broke the laws of the prison. So they came to the conclusion that the effect of the food, the type of the food, the style you eat it, it is affecting your behavior. It affects your behavior. And that research concluded very well that it's you what you eat. So if you want to know about this very clearly, that how the food affects us. So one of my friends in Bombay, I was talking to him about this one, and he is a police officer. And he told me, you don't have to tell me about it. I'm a police officer and I catch those culprits every day. And let me tell you the statistics of the Bombay. In Bombay, the 10% of the total population of the Bombay is only non-vegetarian. And how much crime they commit? 87% of the crime in Bombay are committed by that 10% community. 80% of the crime be committed by that 10% community. And some of the communities, those who do not eat onion and garlic, their name never appear in those registers at all. I'm talking about the very dacoit, robbery, murders type of things. The other case is a different thing. I'm talking about the very violent crimes. So you can see that how much the food, type of the food we eat, and that how much it affects us. It's a very established fact that if you are what you eat, and violent product if you eat, what happens is it manifests within yourself. Anybody who eats the violent product, it manifests within his body itself. And how it manifests is, it manifests in his thoughts, in his speech, in his activities. In times of India, there was a clip, I think it was when Prabhupada's mission was growing very fast. At that time, it was said that the meat, the red meat which the people eat, an acid is derived from that meat is called amino acid. And that amino acid, when it passes through the brain, it makes the brain restless. And it makes so restless that the person can commit a very, very violent